Hi, welcome to Mastery at Chicks, Rate of Change video. So in this video, we are going to cover the important skills in rate of change. That is the how, which is the most important. The why is not so important, but I'm going to explain it so that maybe some people who needs the why can follow. So I'm going to touch on the video on these 2 points and then share 3 to 4 examples on it. So first, I will talk about the why. So when you have a curve, and my curve behaves like that. So you know curve, you can do a dy dx to get the gradient formula of the curve. When you got the gradient formula of the curve, at any point, I can always be able to find the gradient of the tangent. So at this point, my gradient of the tangent is going to be a certain value. So now at this point, you are able to call and draw a triangle here. So if I am going to change at this point a certain value, so we call this dy by dt. So a change in y with respect to time. So this is the dy by dt. And then here is going to be the change with x with respect to time. So that means when my x change, my y change, because this movement here, when I move in this direction, is going to be categorized by this and dx by dt, categorized by dy by dt and dx by dt. So when you take the dy by dt, divide by the dx by dt, you are approximately going to get my dy by dx. So the only formula you need is dy by dt equals to dx by dt times dx by dt. So this is the formula the teacher asks you to memorize, and this is the connected rate of change formula. So I call this connected rate of change formula, the middle person is the king. The other 2 person is called the bodyguard, called king and bodyguard formula. So I'm going to show you the how, which is the most important, how to solve question and how to get answer. So that's eventually what we want to achieve. So the step 1, I need to find the king. You don't find the king, you cannot do the question. So that's called the equation. You need the second step to differentiate the king, which is the topic differentiation is about. And thirdly, you need to protect the king. So when you protect the king, you use 2 bodyguard, which is this formula. So these are the 3 standard steps that will appear in your working. So now let's go to the first example. So now when you read the question, now you got 3 steps to do. So this 3 steps is repetitive. So find the king. So this must be the king, step 1. So I need to find the equation, differentiate the equation. So step 1, y equals 1 minus 2x bracket power 3. So my dy by dx will be equals to, by chain rule, I'm able to differentiate it. So now this is minus 6, 1 minus 2x power 3. So when I further to read the question, find the rate of change of x. This is my find, which I'm going to do inside the third step later. This given part is my dy by dt. So after I do the second step, differentiate the king, I'm proceeding to the third step called the king and bodyguard step. So I write the king down. This bodyguard is usually dx by dt. This and this will be the same. Will be the same. So I highlight this and this will be the same. So if they cancel off each other, my result will give me the other bodyguard, which is dy by dt. So now I put the numbers in, okay? So this is going to be 2, but I'm short a number here. So how do you find this gradient or tangent here? So gradient or tangent, you just sub x equals to 0.3, and you key this in your calculator, you are going to get dy by dx in terms of a number, which is noted as a gradient or tangent. Okay? Okay, so now after you get this value, so you replace this value here, and it is a number already. So I didn't press the calculator, so I'm not sure this number, but you put the number here. So now you have a number, and this is what you want to find, which is what we identified in the question. So now dx by dt will be equals to divided by the number you just wrote. Okay, so can you see the plan? The 3 steps is taken place here. Okay, so now you move to the next question. So you read the question. This step 1, identify the king, identify the equation. This step 2, you need to differentiate the king. So when you differentiate, you will get k to be 3. So here we'll do the step 3. So in step 3, okay, now you know dy dx is going to be 3x over 2x plus 5. So in order to execute a step 3, my king dy dx has to be a number. My bodyguard 1 will be dx by dt, because this and this has to be the same. My result is going to get dy by dt. So now I put in the x value 10 inside. Okay, so I'm going to get my dy by dx equals 3 times 10 over square root 2 times 10 plus 5. So the answer will be 6. Okay, so now you put 6 here, and now you read the question. Y is changing. So y is changing, that is telling you dy by dt is 3. So this value, dy by dt. Find the rate of change of x. This is my find. So my find appear here. So now in step 3, you are able to find dx by dt is 3 over 6, which is the answer, half. Okay, so now if you go to the next question, you realize that the king is not given inside so clearly now. So the area of the rectangle has a constant value of 50. So 50 is the area. So area equals 50, and the area of rectangle has got one length x, the other length I call y. So I'm going to do a xy equal 50. So what is this now? This is the skill of looking for an equation. I need to search for the king now. So to search for the king, so this is the king. Length times breadth equal 50. So if I want to find the other side will be 50 over x. So this is my step 1. Find the equation, find the king. So what is step 2 telling you? Step 2, this topic is differentiation. So you repeat your step 2. Okay, so you should get minus 50. Okay, because this is written as 50x to the power minus 1. So you bring minus 1 out, and the power decrease by 1. So you rearrange it, this is 50 over x squared. So now, x is increasing 0.2, okay, when x is 5. So that means I must find my gradient or tangent. Sub x is 5 inside. So you are likely going to get dy dx equals minus 2. So now you execute after your step 2, the step 3. Protect the king. The king is dy by dx. The bodyguard is dx by dt. The other side is called dy by dt. So this is rate of change of the other side. So we call this y the other side. Okay, so this is what I want to find. dy dx have -2. It will be a number. The other number have one side is changing at this length. So I get -0.4, and this will be the rate of change. And when you see this is negative, okay, this will be a decreasing rate. So to summarize, I need you to note these 3 steps. Step 1, search for the king. Form an equation, search for the king. Second step, differentiate the king. So differentiate the king and get the king to a number. Step 3, put the king in the middle. He needs to be protected. So I need to protect with my bodyguard. So we call BKB. And with this step, you are consistently able to solve, okay, most of the rate of change question.